The secondary lymphoid structures, as I said, are spleen, lymph nodes, and mucosa-associated lymphoid tissue or MALT. Here is the spleen, a large structure located in the left upper quadrant in the abdominal cavity next to the stomach. Like the thymus, the spleen is surrounded or is covered by the capsule. Here we've got a small part of the spleen, and here you can see the capsule, a dense connective tissue. And like the thymus, some branches originate from the capsule and enter the tissue. But unlike the thymus, they are not called septa. Here they are called trabecula. Here's the trabecula. Here's the trabecula. Trabecula. Histologically, the spleen is divided into two white and red pulps. Here is the white pulp, and here is the red pulp. Red pulp. The most part of the spleen is formed by red pulp, and remember that the sinusoids are located in the red pulp. The white pulp contains pulse or periarteriolar lymphoid sheet. Periarteriolar lymphoid sheet or pulse. What's the pulse? Here you can see a pulse. It's formed by a central arteriole surrounded by several lymphocytes, and these lymphocytes around the central arteriole are mainly T lymphocytes or T cells. This complex is called pulse or periarteriolar lymphoid sheet. And it's important to remember that in addition to the pulse, the nodules are also in the white pulp. Here is a nodule, and nodule is mainly formed by B cells. Unlike the pulse, the nodule is formed mainly by B lymphocytes. Okay. In the red pulp, as I said, we've got the sinusoids and also the splenic cord. This part of the red pulp located between the sinusoids are splenic cord or bilroot cord. Here's the cord, here's the cord, here's the cord. Here you can see a sinusoid containing the blood cells, and you can see several blood cells in the sinusoid. And here is the cord. Okay, in the red pulp we have sinusoids and cords or splenic cords. Here's the cord, here's the cord. And here you can see sinusoid, and here is cord, here is cord. Note that the sinusoid contains spatial endothelial cells called stave cells. Here is a stave cell, here is a stave cell, here is a stave cell. Okay, here is a stave cells. The cells in sinusoid structure are stave cells. As I said, the tissue next to the or that part of the red blood next to the sinusoid is a splenic cord or bilroot cord. Here is bilroot cord, here is bilroot cord or splenic cord containing the B lymphocytes, T lymphocytes, macrophages, different kind of cells are found in the cords. And here as you see, some arterioles are open-ended, and here blood leave the vessel and run to the sinusoid to re-enter the vessel. Here the blood cells pass through tiny clefts and pores in the sinusoid to re-enter the vessel. And note that here old and useless blood cells are trapped because they cannot enter the blood vessel because they have less flexibility, and here they are removed by macrophages. The spleen is supplied by a splenic artery originated from celiac trunk. Branches from the splenic artery are called trabecular artery, and here you can see a trabecular artery. And remember that the central arteriole originates from the trabecular artery. On the other side, after the sinusoids, we've got the red pulp veins which drain into the trabecular vein, and trabecular veins join together to form the splenic vein.